Hello, I am Matt Vollmer. This is my first Harpejji video. I would like to start it off by explaining how to approach the major scale on the Harpejji. Now, I know there's videos that have already demonstrate how to do it using the 1, 2, 3 slide method. Now, I'll admit that's a very simple way to approach the major scale on the Harpejji, but there's a problem I've always had with it, and I've never seen any videos of anyone approaching it differently. And the problem with it, if you try to do it fast, you notice you create a break in the motion between the 4th and 5th scale degrees. I'm playing in C, so that would be F and G. And the reason why that happens, you actually have to lift your hand up to go to the G. And the way you overcome this on piano is you use your thumb as a pivot. So, like, you would on C major scale on the piano, you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't have any separation, fluidity in the motion as you're playing it, because your thumb is allowing your fingers to move as you're hitting the note with your thumb. It just works out a lot better. So that made me wonder, is there a way to pivot on the Harpejji? And I have found a few ways to do it. Some ways I like better than others, but the way to do it with the way the 1, 2, 3 slide is laid out, you're going to want to place your thumb on the 3rd and 7th scale degrees, which is E and B. And you're going to do it in lieu of playing a slide. So this is how it would work. So that you may notice when I play it right, it's a lot more fluid then. That's because I am pivoting. The problem with doing it this way, though, even though it's visually simple, you may have noticed, like, sometimes my thumb wanted to hit the E flat here, and that's because this is a very cramped position. Having your thumb in line with the rest of your fingers, it's you have to awkwardly place, stick out your elbow and make your basically make your arm parallel with the frets for it to work. So it's not a very comfortable position to do it. So the nice thing about the Harpejji is you can have the same notes located in different spots of the fingerboard, which gives you options. So I've discovered a way to pivot on scale degrees 1 and 4, or C and F. And this is how we can do it. So that's a little more comfortable. You have your thumb is always below your fingers then. So what I'm doing, starting with my thumb on C, and then I'm going up 2 frets on the same string, and then you go to E, and then on the next string you're going to go put your thumb 1 fret down to F, then same string, go up to the G, A, B, then next fret you're going to use your thumb, or next string you're going to go use your thumb 1 fret down to C. And you can keep going if you wanted to. The only problem I have with this, and it's the same issue with the first one I showed too, when you're going back down, it can be sometimes hard to get the attack on the fourth and first scale degree. That's because it's on the same string. So it almost sounds like a pull-up, and it makes the note sound weaker. So I discovered a way to make sure every note, every successive note is on a different string going backwards or forwards. And you pivot on the third and seventh scale degree, like the first one I showed you, but you also get to keep separation of the thumb and the finger, so you still get that comfort too while doing it. So I kind of feel like you're getting the best of both worlds when it comes to evenness of attack and separation of fingers and thumbs, so you get the benefit of the comfort, but you lose the visual simplicity that the other ones provided for you. So I find I have an easy time playing it in C, because just to look for all the white markers. But when you use it in other keys, then you have to rely more on your muscle memory on how the scale is laid out, which is, it'll come with practice. If you practice this enough, it won't be a problem. But to explain what I'm doing, you do the C and the D. Then you're going to want to skip a string and go down 2 frets and place your thumb on the E. And then you're going to go back a string and up 3 frets to F. Then you hit the G and the A. And then skip a string and go down 2 frets to B. Then go back a string and go up 3 frets to C. And I have found this has helped me tremendously with playing melodies, because when I started approaching melodies, I found I had a problem with not getting my fingering right and having issues with running out of fingers to play and all that. And I know on piano, pivots are the way to overcome that. And none of these methods is really right. They're all, as long as you're hitting all the right notes, you're doing it correctly. You may have ones that you prefer over the other, so use whichever one you like the most. And there's ways I haven't even thought of yet that I'm sure could work just as well as what I've demonstrated in this video. And different approaches are going to work for different different melodies that you're going to play in the Harpejji. So just take advantage of your options on this instrument and use what feels right for the situation you're in. So I'm going to conclude this video. I hope it was helpful, and I plan on posting more. So thanks for watching.